The air was heavy, warm, silent. Sergeant Alex Kane opened his eyes slowly. His vision was blurry, his head pounding like a drum. The ceiling above him was not metal or concrete. It was made of a soft green cloth, almost glowing from the dim light outside. He was lying on something soft, not dirt, not cold floor, a bed. He blinked again. Something was off. He remembered the battlefield, the ambush, the explosion, the screams of dying soldiers, human and alien alike. Then nothing, just darkness. Where am I? He whispered, trying to move. Pain shot through his side. He groaned and looked down. Bandages wrapped around his chest. His arm was in a sling. His uniform was gone. He wore a light cloth robe, strange, foreign. And then he noticed her. Sitting on her knees. Near the corner of the room was a girl. Not human. Her skin was a pale lavender, glowing faintly in the dim light. Long silver hair flowed over her shoulders, soft and clean. Her ears were long, pointed, and twitched as he moved. She wore a thin, simple dress that barely covered her, and around her neck a steel collar. She wasn't moving. She wasn't speaking. She was watching him. Her big violet eyes were wide with fear. Or maybe confusion. Alex sat up slowly, heart pounding. "Who are you?" he asked. She lowered her gaze and placed her hands flat on the floor. "I belong to you now, Master," she said softly. Alex froze. What did she just say? "No," he said quickly. "No, I didn't ask for. What is this? Who put that collar on you?" The girl stayed silent, still kneeling like a statue. Alex looked around the tent. It was too quiet. Where were the doctors? The medics? The other soldiers? He tried to stand up, but pain ripped through his side. He winced and sat back on the bed. "You're not my slave," he said firmly, looking at her again. "I don't own people. I'm a soldier." The alien girl slowly looked up, her lips trembling. "They said, you are my new master. You saved the war chief's son. They gave me to you as a gift." Alex felt cold. "Gift?" She nodded. His hands clenched into fists. What kind of sick culture gives people as prizes? He forced himself to stay calm. "What's your name?" he asked. "I don't have one anymore," she replied. He looked at the collar again. It had glowing symbols on it. Alien text. Some kind of tech embedded in the metal. "I don't want a slave," he said. "I want to help you." The girl's eyes widened with confusion. "Help me?" "Yes." She crawled forward a little, slowly, carefully, as if afraid he'd hurt her for moving. Her voice was shaking now. "If you let me go, they will kill me. The collar will shock me if I run. And if I am found alone, they will say I escaped, and I will be executed." Alex stared at her. This wasn't just some chain. It was a death trap. He reached toward the collar. "Then we'll take it off." "No," she shouted, pulling back. "Please. If it senses tampering, it will activate." Alex froze, his hand inches from her. Her body was shaking. I didn't mean to yell," she whispered, bowing her head. "Please forgive me, Master." "Stop calling me that," Alex said gently. "My name is Alex, just Alex." The girl nodded, still trembling. He sighed and looked away for a moment, trying to think. Everything was wrong. He was in an unknown camp, injured, and somehow now responsible for a terrified alien girl treated like property. He looked at her again. She was staring at him now. Not with fear, with hope. It was faint, barely visible, but it was there, a small spark. "Okay," he said softly. "Then stay close to me. I'll find out what's going on. And I'll protect you. No one's going to hurt you again. Not while I'm here." The girl looked up, surprised. "Why?" she asked. "Why would you do that?" Alex didn't answer right away. He wasn't sure himself. Maybe it was his soldiers' oath. Maybe it was the way her voice cracked when she spoke. Or maybe no one else would. He gave a tired smile. Because you're not a thing, you're a person. And people don't belong in chains. For a moment, she said nothing. Then softly, she whispered, "Thank you." Alex. Outside. Footsteps approached. Alex's eyes narrowed. Who was coming? And what did they want with her? The memory flashed in Alex's mind like a nightmare. He gritted his teeth. Now he understood that the alien girl at his bedside was not just a nurse, not just a helper. She had been given to him, like property, like a pet. He sat on the edge of the bed, ignoring the pain in his ribs, staring at the door flap of the tent. The footsteps he'd heard earlier were long gone, replaced by silence again. But his mind was screaming. He had to find out the truth. The alien girl, still kneeling on the floor, watched him carefully. She hadn't moved since their last talk. Her violet eyes never left him, but her breathing had changed. She looked nervous, afraid of what he might do next. "Stay here," he said quietly. She flinched. "Yes, master." He clenched his jaw. "It's Alex." She nodded quickly but said nothing more. Alex pulled on a loose coat he found on the nearby chair. His body protested every movement, but he pushed through. The air outside was thick with heat and strange smells: burning herbs, alien metal, and the scent of something sweet but sharp, like fruit left too long in the sun. He stepped into the open camp. Place was alien in every way, tents of bone and cloth, glowing fires without flame, and tall alien soldiers walking with proud shoulders and long spears made of crystal. Some stopped and stared at him, but none said a word. They simply watched and smiled, like they knew something he didn't. He found the command tent easily. 2 guards stood at the entrance, tall and stone-skinned. When they saw Alex, they moved aside without question. Inside, the warlord sat on a throne made of black stone, armor covered in glowing runes. His tusks were polished. His eyes gleamed like burning coals. "Ah, the brave human soldier walks." Again, the warlord growled with amusement. "Tell me, is she pleasing to the eye?" Alex didn't answer. He stepped closer. "Why did you give her to me?" The warlord laughed. "You saved my son's life, human. My people owe you a debt, and we pay in blood or flesh. You chose neither, so we gave you what we value most, an enemy's daughter." Alex blinked. "Daughter?" "She's the last of her bloodline," the warlord said with pride. "A noble clan, once rulers. Now nothing. You gave me a princess as a slave?" "She was already a slave," the warlord shrugged. "We simply changed her collar." Alex's fists clenched. "I don't want her." "Then kill her," the warlord said simply. "Or sell her. Or keep her. It is no concern of mine. But if you leave her unattended—" He smiled, showing sharp teeth. "The desert is full of men who will use her for other things." Alex turned to leave, but the warlord called out, "You were a hero, human. We treated you as one. Don't act surprised at our customs." Outside the tent, Alex's heart burned. His people fought for peace, justice, and freedom. But here, those words meant nothing. The girl had been born into royalty, and now she slept in the dirt beside his bed. When he returned to the tent, she hadn't moved, but when she saw his face, something shifted. Her shoulders tensed. "You asked them," she said softly. "Yes," Alex replied. "They told you." "Yes." She looked away. "I am not worth anything. Not anymore." Alex sat beside her on the bed, even though it hurt. "That's a lie." Her eyes watered. "They took everything from me," she whispered. "My name, my family, my future. And now, I belong to a stranger." "No," he said. "You belong to yourself, even if they say otherwise." She looked at him. Really looked at him, for the first time. She saw someone who didn't see her as an object. "What should I call you then?" she asked quietly. He thought for a moment. "What name do you want?" She blinked. The question confused her. No one had asked that before. I don't remember my real one, she admitted. But when I was young, my mother used to call. Emma Sira. Alex smiled. Then that's who you are. She repeated it under her breath. Sira, he nodded. No more chains. No more master, just Sira and Alex. Outside, the sun was setting, but inside the tent, something had just begun. A bond, a rebellion, and a silent promise. That no matter what came next, Alex would never let her go back to the life they tried to force on her. Alex stared at the collar. It looked smooth and silver, with tiny glowing lights, blue for now. Peaceful, calm, but it was no decoration. It was a prison. The warlord's words echoed in his mind. She was already a slave. We simply changed her collar. He sat on the edge of the bed. Sira sat on the floor, quiet, her knees folded under her, back straight. Her eyes stayed low. Obedient, like she was trained to survive. Sira, Alex said gently, I'm going to take that thing off you. She froze, her body tensed like she had been struck. No. She whispered, please don't. Alex blinked. What? Why not? She raised her head slowly. If you touch it, it might think I'm escaping. It will send a signal. First, it shocks me. Then it explodes. His blood went cold. Explodes? She nodded, voice flat. The collar has a kill chip. Standard for high-level slaves, especially former royals. If I try to remove it myself, or if someone unregistered touches it without code clearance, it ends me. Alex cursed under his breath. They put a bomb on your neck? Yes, they said I was too dangerous. Too proud. You're not dangerous. I'm a memory they want to erase, she interrupted. Alex stood and began pacing the tent. Every nerve in his body screamed to break something. But there was no one to punch. No enemy in reach, just the truth. She was trapped, and he didn't have the tools to save her yet. Sira watched him from the floor. You are different from the others. Alex stopped. What do you mean? When they gave me to the last one, he smiled. He said I would make him rich. He sold me the next day. Alex clenched his fists. But you, she said softly, you're angry for me. No one has ever been angry for me. He knelt down, ignoring the pain in his ribs. We're going to get that collar off, Sira. I swear to you, I don't care what it takes. Her voice cracked. Even if it kills me? No, he said. Not like that. We'll find a safe way, a real way. There has to be someone who can help. She looked at him, really looked. Her face was tired, worn, but a flicker of light returned to her eyes. Hope was dangerous. But it was the only thing left. Alex sat back on the bed. Tell me everything. Who made the collar? Who has the key? Sira took a deep breath. The collar is from the Drath Empire. Black market tech. Only one man in this sector installs them. Traitor. Yoren. Where is he? Far west. Across the sand cliffs. But he won't help. He's cruel. Then we'll make him, Alex said firmly. Sira lowered her eyes again. You can't fight the world for me. I don't have to fight the world, he said. Just the parts that try to hurt you. Outside the tent, thunder rolled in. The distance, a sandstorm was coming, but inside, something stronger was rising. His resolve. He would get her free, even if the world burned around them. But now. Sira sat quietly beside a fire, legs pulled close, her eyes watching the flames like they could take her back in time. Alex sat across from her. He had made a small camp near the edge of the alien city, under the shadows of rock towers. The warlord had allowed him to leave with her, thinking he would enjoy his reward in peace. But Alex wasn't interested in pleasure. He wanted answers. You used to be someone important, he said softly. Didn't you? Sira looked up slowly. She didn't speak at first. The flames danced in her violet eyes. Yes, she whispered. I was something once. Alex leaned closer. Tell me, please." She looked down at her hands. They were trembling. "I was born in the Sky Hall," she began, "on a floating city above the clouds. My mother was the High Queen of the Illyrian Crest. My father was the Blade King. I had servants, guards, tutors. They told me I would rule one day." She gave a broken smile. "But that was before the night everything burned." Alex said nothing. He let her speak. "The Draft Empire came without warning. They didn't ask for peace or surrender. They came to destroy. My parents were killed in the first wave. Our shields fell. Our people scattered. I was taken because of my blood, because my name was powerful. They caged me like a trophy, passed me from one hand to another." Her fingers touched the collar on her neck. "Now this is all I have left." Alex's heart felt heavy. She hadn't just lost her freedom. She had lost her world. "You're still a queen to me," he said gently. She shook her head. "Queens wear crowns, not chains." He moved beside her, slowly, carefully, maybe, but real queens rise again, even from ashes. She looked at him. "Do you believe that?" "I believe in you." Tears shimmered in her eyes but didn't fall. "No one's believed in me since the day I fell." Alex smiled slightly. "Then let this be the first day you rise." The fire cracked loudly. A wind howled through the rocks, carrying the sound of distant machines. Sierra leaned her head against her knees. "If they find out who I really am, they'll hunt me, kill me." "Then we stay hidden," Alex said, "until you're strong again." She looked at him, surprised. "You'll stay with me? Even knowing I'm hunted, that I'm cursed?" "I didn't save you to leave you," he said. "And you're not cursed, you're chosen." "Chosen for what?" He gave her a serious look. "To survive, and maybe to take back what was stolen from you." For a long moment, neither of them spoke. Then Sierra whispered something in her own language, soft, ancient, a prayer. Maybe. Alex didn't understand the words, but he understood the feeling. Hope. The fire flickered once, then went out. Sierra sat up instantly. Her body was tense. Her violet eyes scanned the darkness beyond the rocks. Alex grabbed his rifle. The desert had gone too quiet. He stepped in front of her, scanning the shadows with sharp eyes. "What is it?" Sierra's voice was a whisper. "They found me." Alex didn't ask how she knew. He could feel it too. The kind of silence that only comes before something terrible. Click. A tiny drone hovered near the cliff edge, its red eye flashing. Sierra gasped. "That's a bounty signal." Alex didn't hesitate. He aimed and fired. The drone exploded in a burst of sparks, but it was too late. "They're coming," she said, her voice shaking. "The caller's signal has been picked up. The trackers." Awake. Alex looked around quickly. They had only minutes before the hunters arrived. "Grab your cloak," he said. "We're moving." "But where?" she asked. "Anywhere but here." They ran into the night, climbing rocks, slipping through narrow canyons, with only moonlight and fear to guide them. Behind them, metal engines roared in the sky. Searchlights swept across the ground like hungry eyes. "They won't stop," Sierra said, breathless. "I'm worth too much. To them, I'm not a person, I'm Prophet." Alex grabbed her hand as they ducked under a rock arch. "You're not Prophet, you're someone I'm not letting go." Her eyes met his for a second. Then the moment vanished in the sound of approaching bikes. Alien bounty riders. 4 of them. Heavy armor, plasma rifles, scarred faces. One of them held a tablet showing a glowing image of Sierra's face and a price beside it. 100,000 credits. Dead or alive. Alex's blood boiled. "They want to sell your life like a bottle of water." Sierra's voice was quiet. "They'll shoot first. Ask nothing." Alex raised his weapon. "Then we shoot back." A blast hit the rocks beside them. Dust filled the air. The chase was over. The fight had begun. Alex fired, fast and precise. One bounty hunter dropped. Sierra ducked behind him, but she wasn't helpless. She picked up a fallen alien blade from the sand and moved with shocking speed, slicing another attacker's leg before he could aim. "You've done this before," Alex said, surprised. She nodded. "A queen must know how to survive." The last two hunters backed off when they saw the fire in her eyes. But not for long. Reinforcements would come. "We can't stay here," Alex said. "We need a ship, fast." Sierra's eyes widened. "There's a smuggler's port in the ruins east of here. 2 hours by foot. Then that's where we go." She hesitated. "But if they catch us there," Alex looked her dead in the eyes. "Then we make sure they don't." As they disappeared into the shadows, Sierra whispered, "Why are you doing this?" He didn't stop walking. "Because the world already tried to break you. I won't." Behind them, the wind picked up again, but this time, it wasn't carrying silence. It was carrying war. "I'll die before I belong to them again." Her voice was calm. Too calm. Alex froze. Sierra stood in the corner of the smuggler's hideout, holding the curved alien knife she had taken from a bounty hunter. The edge rested just under her chin. One drop of blood had already formed. "No," Alex said, stepping forward carefully. "Put it down, Sierra." "They're closing in," she whispered. "You saw the message. The bounty just doubled. They'll come in swarms next time." "I can't go back in chains, Alex. I'd rather end it myself." Alex's heart raced. This wasn't panic. This was surrender. "No one is taking you," he said. "We've made it this far. We'll find a way." "There is no way," she shouted. "This galaxy is built to break people like me. You think you can fight it with kindness?" She was trembling now, even as she held the knife steady. Alex stepped closer, his voice softer now. "Maybe I can't change the galaxy, but I can change your story." Sierra blinked. "Why?" "Because you deserve a future. Not a collar, not a cage." Her hand started to lower. "Just a little." Alex took another step. "Let me fight for you." Tears finally spilled from her eyes. "You already have." The knife slipped from her fingers and clattered to the floor. Alex rushed forward and caught her as she collapsed into his arms. She was shaking hard now, her body light, but her soul heavy with pain. "I'm tired, Alex," she whispered. "So tired of running." "I know," he said, holding her tight. "But I'm not letting you fall." For a moment, the world was quiet. Just the sound of her heartbeat. Just the warmth of someone who cared. Then dash boom. The hideout's outer wall exploded. Flames roared. Shouts filled the air. The hunters had arrived. Sierra stood, wiping her face. Her fear was still there, but behind it something had awakened. Rage. Strength. "I'm done running," she said. "They want a slave?" She picked up the knife. "Let's give them a queen," Alex smiled. "Now that's the Sierra I know." Together, they faced the fire. Side by side. The hunted had become the hunters, and no one would cage her ever again. Sierra stood over the body of the bounty commander. Her chest rose and fell with every breath. Her dress was torn, her arms bruised. But her eyes burned like fire. The collar lay on the ground cracked and smoking. She had pulled it from her own neck during the final fight. It shocked her. It bled her, but it didn't stop her. Now, it was broken. Just like their chains. Alex limped forward through the dust and fire. His rifle was almost empty. His coat was scorched. But when he saw her standing tall, free, he forgot the pain. "You did it," he said, breathing hard. Sierra turned, her lips curved into a tired smile. "No, we did it." The smuggler base was in ruins behind them. The hunters were defeated. The bounty had been wiped from every database, thanks to the hacked terminal Alex had fought to reach. The galaxy no longer saw her as property. She was just a name again. Sira. No number. No price tag. No chain. They sat under the early morning light on the ridge above the desert. The wind was soft now, peaceful. Sierra looked at her hands. They were dirty but steady. For the first time in years, she whispered, "I'm not afraid." Alex nodded. "You don't have to be." She turned to him. "You gave me more than protection." He tilted his head. "What do you mean?" "You gave me choice." Those words sat heavy between them. Not sad strong. Then she pulled something from her pocket. A small royal crest, half burned, but still glowing faintly. Her family's symbol. She placed it in Alex's palm. "What's this?" he asked. Sierra smiled gently. "It means you're under royal protection now. If I ever build a throne again." He laughed. "You planning to be queen again?" She looked at the sky. "Maybe not queen," she said, "but free, and maybe something more." A pause, then her voice turned soft. "Would you stay? Not as my protector. Not as my soldier. Just as you." Alex looked at her. At the woman who had once knelt. Broken. Now standing whole. "I'll stay," he said, "as long as you want me." She leaned against his shoulder. "I want you for all the tomorrows I never thought I'd see." And just like that, in a world of metal collars and slave markets, two souls made something rare. Not ownership. Not survival. But something they chose together. Freedom.